If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Tuesday, October 23rd, 2012. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Today in the Finis Monitor is Missy Franklin, who, as the entire world now knows, is going to be a California Golden Bear next year. Let's get right to it and join Missy right now from Aurora, Colorado. Well, Missy, looks like those few viewers who didn't know that you're going to Cal are officially know. Congratulations on that decision.
Thank you so much.
I imagine that after you called Terry McKeever, you just couldn't wait to get all your Cal stuff on.
No, I absolutely couldn't, and I'll take these off now. I just needed the visual. I have a really funny story about that, actually. So my parents and I had a really long discussion. Jack Bowerly, head coach of Georgia, came over to the house on Thursday, and so on Friday of this week, we had a really long discussion, and my parents and I sat down and talked over all the schools and pros and cons, and it was an awesome family discussion. And at the end, we unanimously decided that Cal was going to be the best place for me. And so right after this, you know, doing dishes after dinner, my dad goes on his iPad, and, you know, I hear, "Missy, will you bring me my wallet?" And I was like, "Sure, Dad, I'll bring you your wallet." So I go over and get it, and he bought $500 worth of Cal gear before I even committed to the school. So that was that's a good way to start off the Cal apparel.
That's great. So I imagine you're also able to sleep a little bit easier now, because I just remember college recruiting is such an intense process.
It is. It is so much fun. It really is. It's a blast, but it's exhausting. So, and with all the school that I've been missing too, I was able to catch up on homework this weekend. So this weekend was just awesome because I felt like I had a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and I'm so happy about my decision.
Well, if it wasn't for this Pretty Little Liars cameo you got later this week, I could say you could just return to normal life.
You know what? I guess I can't complain about going to see Pretty Little Liars, though. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was your favorite show. It's got to be a really big, one of the best things to come out of this post-Olympic experience.
Definitely. I'm so excited to go there. I think it'll be so much fun, and I think a lot of swimmers can relate to the fact that we don't have a lot of time to watch TV, especially on a regular basis. But Pretty Little Liars is one of the shows that I watch every single episode. So to actually go out there and meet the cast and the crew and be on an episode is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, let's go back to choosing Cal. As I remember correctly, it was your first recruiting trip. So was it always the top choice, or did it kind of go back and forth along the way?
You know, I made sure I had an open mind through all my recruiting trips. I had such a wonderful time at Cal, and as soon as I walked on that campus, I just felt like I was at home there, and the whole team was incredible, and I already felt like I was a part of it. But with that being said, I know that I also had a few other amazing schools to visit, and I needed to be extremely open-minded about it and go in there, and I think I did a good job of that. I had so much fun on all my other trips, and it was such a hard decision.
Well, obviously your 2-year history with Terry McKeever on various national teams probably played a big part, but what else was it about either the school or the swim team that made the difference in picking Cal?
There's so much. I mean, I can barely even begin to explain it, but that's just where my heart is. And like I said, the second I walked on that campus, it's so beautiful and so gorgeous. I really see myself like sitting down at a coffee shop there and getting homework done, or going out with the girls to San Fran like we did on our recruiting trip, and everything about it was so perfect, and the team is just absolutely incredible, and they're so close, and just knowing that I'm going to be a part of that like gives me chills. I'm so excited. And
you won't have to shovel snow anymore.
I will not have to shovel, which is very nice.
What was the hardest part for you about the recruiting process?
The hardest part for me was calling the other coaches telling them I had committed to Cal because I had gone to such great schools and talked to so many unbelievable coaches. And I hate disappointing people. And so calling them and just letting them know that I was at Cal, like I was so excited to be at Cal, but at the same time it was so hard to let them know that I wasn't going to their school. But I also get to work with a lot of these coaches in the future on national team trips, which is what I need to remember, and I can't wait to work with all of them, and they were all so supportive, and I know that they're happy that I'm happy.
What was it like going through all this, knowing that you were the top high school recruit this season?
You know, I didn't really think of it like that, and none of them acted like that either. Every trip was just like another recruit, which is exactly what I am. And so it was awesome going in there with a bunch of other girls and just having a great time together. And they never really put emphasis on the fact that I was the #1 recruit, because I really don't think that matters. I mean, if someone really, really wants to be at your school and wants to be a part of it, and they can give something to your team and you can give something to them, I think that's truly all that matters.
In the middle of all this, you had all that post-Olympic excitement. I mean, you
Yeah.
filming a movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. You're going on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. As I said, the Pretty Little Liars thing. Got to meet Carly Rae Jepsen. I mean, the list goes on and on. How prepared were you for all of this?
I was a little taken aback. I mean, I definitely had heard that after the Olympics, there's definitely the post-Olympics craze where you just go crazy with media and there's so much fun stuff that you get to do. But I have been given so many opportunities that I never thought I'd be able to get. Every time I'm going someplace, even though it's exhausting, I kind of need to keep pinching myself and reminding me how awesome this whole experience has been.
What's been the best part of your life since coming back from the Olympics?
Oh gosh, honestly, just spending time with my family and friends and being back here at Regis. I missed it so much this summer when I was away, and I love being with my team out there and so much. But coming back here, just being a senior again and going to football games, and my friends and I just went to the melting pot for my friend's birthday last night, which was so good. But just doing really fun things like that and just still being me and having an amazing time with everything that's going on in my life right now.
Has it been an easy process for you to come back and just be Missy Franklin?
It has. It really has. My friends have pulled me right back in like nothing happened, and the whole school has been. It's just coming back to school like I would have regardless of what happened this summer. And I think the one thing that has been really different for me is all the recognition when I go places. I'm still trying to get adjusted to that, but I love when people come up to me and say hi, and I've been able to meet amazing people. So
I would imagine returning all that Justin Bieber stuff was the worst part.
Returning the Justin Bieber stuff was extremely unfortunate, but I think NC2A will be worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. So let's get to the present day. How's training been going for you?
It's been going really, really well. It's been awesome being back at Stars and with Todd, and it's been really hard managing swimming on top of all the school I've been missing and all the media traveling that I've been having to do. So still working on trying to find a balance for that, and I think that's what's stressing me out the most lately, because I'm prioritizing everything that's happening in my life, because there's so much that I want to prioritize at the top, but I just can't. So swimming has been going great, and I've loved being at practice again. I took, I think, 5 weeks off after the Olympics, and it was the most horrible, awful thing ever. It was so terrible. And as every swimmer knows, getting back into shape is never fun, but I'm feeling stronger and stronger every day, and we're going to Minnesota Grand Prix soon, so I think that'll be a good kind of idea of where I am right now.
And then you're looking ahead, you know, kind of, I guess nobody wants to assume anything, but just, you know, kind of believing that you will be going to the World Championships next summer. Are you going to be going for the same kind of event schedule that you did at the Olympics, or is that even decided yet?
Definitely not decided yet. I would love to be at World Championships this summer, so that's obviously the goal right now, is training for World Champ trials. But, I mean, whatever happens, happens. I mean, we'll do exactly what we did before the Olympics, and hopefully everything works out. And, I mean, any event, I'd be happy to swim there, so.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, we're looking at that, and I know you weren't the type of person to read a lot of media reports before the Olympics and everything like that, but everybody was wondering if 7 events was going to be enough. Was it too much for your first Olympics? I mean, how were you able to handle not just the physical, but the mental stress of all those events at the Olympics?
It was extremely hard. It was very difficult, and I could not have done it without my teammates and my coaches. They're the only things that got me through that, and my parents, and just having them there to support me and help me just take it all in. And when I needed a breather, and I didn't know that, but they did, they would always come over and just say, Missy, like, just take a deep breath, calm down, like, you're doing great, just keep it up. But it was hard, I think, around day 3 and day 4 were the hardest days for me, just because I felt like I had done so much and I still had so much to go. And I think one of the biggest things that happened is I already had an insane amount of respect for Michael for what he did in '08, but actually swimming 7 events and having Michael do 8 and win gold in all of them, like, I honestly don't know how he did that. I mean, I was so exhausted after only 7 events, and I medaled in 5, so I had the most insane amount of respect for him after that meet. But just being around my teammates and them keeping it exciting and keeping it fun for me, I think was the most important part on the days when I was just so tired. They got me back up and got me energized again.
How often do you take out your Olympic medals and just kind of look at them and say, wow?
You know, I had a moment the other day. We take them everywhere when we travel, because wherever we go, they always want to see them. But, I mean, you get kind of used to just, like, pulling them out and showing people, and you sort of forget, like, what you're showing them and the fact that it's yours. And so the other day I just kind of made a point to sit down and just hold one of my medals and just realize what I was holding and how incredible that was and how blessed I was to have this whole experience. And just as I was looking at it, there were so many things going through my head. I was thinking of the Call Me Maybe video, and I remember when Rachel Bootsma and I, we were in Vichy, France, and we took like a walk down by the river, and it was so gorgeous. And then we did all these shopping trips when we were in France, and then actually being at the Olympics, just seeing that medal, there's so many memories that go into something like that, and just holding it, it's hard to describe, but it's so special, and I still have trouble believing that it actually happened.
Well, there's going to be many more memories for you to come, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. I know that you got a busy day there at Regis. I hope you have. I know you're taking an advanced dance class. I think that's really cool. After seeing you in Call Me Maybe, I know you've got a future in dance.
I just came from that class, actually. We're doing our warm-ups right now. Each student has to make up their own dance and teach it to the class, so we have ours in a few weeks, which I'm excited for.
Oh boy, you've got to put that on YouTube.
Oh gosh.
Well, I'm sure everybody would love to see any dance move you make, Missy. Congratulations again on everything you've done the past few months, and I'm sure, like I said, you're going to sleep a lot easier now that you made your college choice. And best of luck the rest of the year, and we'll see you on deck soon.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Jeff.
All right, see you later. All right, so that's Missy Franklin joining us for today's morning swim show. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That will do it for today's show. Join us on swimmingworld.com, on Facebook or Twitter for the latest news. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.